Hey everybody, this is Mike from Mike's Tech Lab, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to edit photos using your iPhone. Let's take a closer look. Alright, so to edit photos, it's quite easy. You just have to know what applications to use, and there are thousands of applications out there, but these are some of the best ones here. And you could post these to Instagram, Flickr, any type of photo sharing website you want to think of. So let me show you the photo that we're going to be working with here. I just took this photo out into a field. I was on a hike, and it was this kind of cool trailer there, and I thought it'd be a nice picture, and I'll leave a link in the description below of this image if you want to work along with me. So this is the image. It's going to look really great, and it's a little washed out right now, but we're going to change all that. So let's open up our first application. It's called iCameraHDR, and this application is great for bringing out any type of details in your photos. So let's go ahead and load a photo here. And I have a tutorial album there, and I'm going to select this photo. Now it's going to pop up and ask me, do I want to use a single image or use HDR? Now if you use a single image you can get this effect, but I like to use HDR, and I know you're supposed to have two different types of photos, but I'm just going to select the same exact photo. I mean, it doesn't really matter for what we're going to be doing here, but let's go ahead and do this. Now it's going to be compiling. Now if I did really have two different photos, one like overexposed, one underexposed, it's going to bring out all the shadows and all the highlights and everything and compile them into a perfect picture. So we have all these options on the side here. We're just going to worry about a few of them in this tutorial. I might go in more depth in a different tutorial, but let's go ahead and push the tone enhancer. It's the middle button at the bottom here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide the strength at the top. I don't know why, but I always choose 92. I don't know what it is, but 92 is the number for me. I don't like to go to 100% for some reason. It's a little weird, but we're also going to bring out the fill light just to bring out a little bit of the highlights in there, and that's what that's going to do there. So we're going to skip this brightness. I don't like using this brightness or the darkness on it just because it brings out too much of the blacks, and I don't really like that. We'll use a different filter in another one. We got all these different options here, highlights, shadows. We could use the saturation. I like the sharpening, so I'm just going to bring the sharpening up just a little bit. 24 sounds pretty good to me. And then we have all these different effects, but we're not going to worry about that. So basically that's all we got to do in this application. That just brought out all the details and everything, and you know, it's a very cool, just simple to use application, and all you got to do is just wait for it to compile here. So as we're waiting, the next application we're going to be opening up is one of my favorite applications. I literally call it kind of Photoshop for the iPhone. You can do so much with it. You can adjust curves and levels and everything. So let's go ahead and open that. It's called Filterstorm. You can find it in the App Store. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the top. We're going to load an image here. So we're going to load a photo, and I'm going to choose the photo library. Now I have to go in the camera roll because it put the edited photo at the bottom of my camera roll there. So as you can tell, it's already a dramatic feel. It's already sharper. It's just super rich with detail here. So what I'm going to choose, I'm going to choose the sun right here. That's where all the kind of cool filters are at, and you get all these options here. So what we're going to do in this tutorial is I'm going to show you how to add some clouds, how to make everything dramatic a little bit, and what we're going to do is we're going to click on add exposure here. Now that's going to let us add kind of like a layer on top of this photo. So I have an album called Clouds that has all my clouds in it, and let's just pick this one right now, and there we go. So you're going to see all the cloud kind of image right there. I'm just going to line up the photo where the clouds look pretty good in that kind of washed out sky there. So that looks pretty good there. Move it just a little bit, kind of line it up, make it kind of look a little cool there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this paintbrush down at the bottom here. That's going to allow us to mask this kind of cloud space in the top there. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to get these kind of crosshair with the circle there, and I'm going to move it right up to the sky. Boom. Just as easy as that. Now you have clouds in your sky. So your washed out sky is perfect now. You can change the color range a little bit. It gets a little tricky, but I like to keep it at around 30-35%. You don't want to make it kind of crazy. But as you can tell now, there's clouds in the grass on the tractor. So what we're going to have to do now is kind of erase that. So we're going to get the eraser tool, and I'm just going to go right over all the grass, all the tractor, everything. Just keep going, go right up on top of the mountains there, and get kind of real close to there. And if you need to adjust the the diameter of it, there's an options button down at the bottom there, and that's going to allow you to change the diameter if you need to get real close. So let's kind of change the diameter of the brush so I could get right up close to the mountains up top there. So push the options button, and at the top you can just change the diameter. You could change the softness and the opacity there. Let's get real close up to those mountains and the trees there. There we go, looks real good. There we go, there we go. All right, so now let's go ahead and push the check mark button. That's going to kind of save that process right there. Now, if you zoom in on this photo, you're going to see all the details that we did. You're going to see the clouds match up perfectly with the mountain and the sun and the set in the back there. And let's go ahead and add some kind of dramatic feel to it. So what I like to do is go into the vignette area, and this is why I don't like to use the darkness on the other applications. So I'm going to bring the vignette all the way down, bring the brightness just up a little bit, probably like about 39% right there. That's pretty good there. Let's make it a little lighter. There we go. 30% sounds good. Just to have that little kind of dramatic feel to it there. So let's go ahead. It's a little dull there. Let's go ahead and go in the hue and saturation. Let's bring out kind of the colors in there. You can kind of change all the different colors there, but let's just do the regular hue and saturation and bring out the red and the tractor and the green and the grass there. That looks great. 22% sounds good to me. So let's go ahead and push check mark. And you know, every photo is going to be different, so choose the right settings for you. Now let's go ahead and push on curves. Curves is really cool. This is where you can get crazy with it. You can make it really dark, you can make it bright, you can kind of adjust everything. I don't like to use this a whole lot. It does change the photo effect, but oh, right there, that looks kind of good there. All right, we'll just keep it there just a little bit. Just changes it just a tad, but it kind of gives that little dramatic feel to it. So and I always like to sharpen my photos, so let's go ahead and sharpen up just a little bit. You don't want to over sharpen it. It kind of doesn't look so natural like that. So let's go ahead and export it there. So use that little export button, and you say you want to export to the photo library and push export. Now this does take a little bit of time depending on what your processes were while you were editing the photo. So for time's sake, I'm just going to bypass all this. I'll see you soon. Alright, so we're back. So that was a little fast there, but let's go ahead and open up LensLight. Now, LensLight is one of my other favorite applications. I have a lot of them, but this one you could add a lot of effects. So let's go ahead and push on the camera button here, and that's going to allow us to go into our photo library and open our edited photo that we did last. So this is our last one from Filterstorm. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this little sun button right here, and you're going to see all these different filters and all these different kind of effects that we could add to it. You could add rays and sunbeams and everything. What we're going to do is we're going to actually add kind of like a sun to kind of make it like a little bit of a sunset type of feel. So there you go, boom, look how cool that is. It's going to add all the kind of flare, it's going to add all the reflection and everything. You can make it big, small, you could change the brightness, you can move it literally anywhere you want. It's honestly going to look just like a sun. So we can move it right here, right here looks good. Well, no, let's move it here. You can honestly move it anywhere you want. It's one of the coolest filters on this application here. That looks good. Let's make it just a tad bit smaller. It's a little bit far in the background. You know, you want to make it a little bit proportional to your clouds, to your sunset and everything. That looks good. So what you want to do now is you want to click on that little down arrow button. That's going to add that filter, just in case if you want to add another flare or anything to it. So you want to say add flare. Now that's going to lock it in. Now you can't move that sun. So what you're going to do is you can go back into the sun thing. You can add lightning effects to it. You can make it bigger, smaller, put it anywhere you want. You could add the moon, for example. If it's a night photo, you can make that one bigger, smaller. You can put it anywhere you want. So it makes photos look just dramatic. It's crazy. That's how you adjust the brightness there. We're just going to keep the sun. We're not going to go crazy on it. We're going to say save and send photo. We're going to send it to the photo library because that's where we want it. And let's go ahead and open up our last application. Now this one's a popular one. This one's called Camera Plus. A lot of people have this. It's only 99 cents in the App Store. It's one of the more popular ones there. So let's go ahead and open up the photo that we just edited in LensLight here. So we're going to choose the last one again. So you're going to build up a few images, but you could always delete the ones that you don't like. So we're going to go ahead and push edit. Well, that's a photo that I was working on before. As you can see, I use the same clouds there, but let's go ahead and open this one up. Sorry about that. So you can choose like the clarity. Sometimes this is a nice effect, but whoa, that makes it a little too sharp there. let's go ahead and look at the effects. Now you can choose all these different kind of color effects here. We're just going to choose the vibrant one. This one brings out all the nice colors, but that's a little too vibrant for me. So let's go ahead and push the opacity down to about, that looks pretty good, 30% looks pretty good to me. Brings out all the reds and everything. It makes the sun look really nice and orange. It makes it like that sunset feel. Let's go ahead and save this to the camera roll. This one's pretty fast, and that's it. So we're done editing our photos. So let me go ahead and put them in the same album so we can kind of see the side-by-side image of it. So let me go to add this to the existing photo. If you didn't know, you can do that. And there you go, just got a little mini tutorial there. So let's go ahead and turn it around here so you can see it in landscape mode. That's our washed out photo, our original one. And there's our edited one. Look how crazy that looks. So you could add all these kind of cool effects just using a few simple applications in, less than, what has this been, 10 minutes almost. So you could edit all these photos right on your phone. It hasn't one touched the computer at all. So you could kind of tell all your friends you know Photoshop on your iPhone. So I definitely recommend all these different applications. I'll put the link to download the applications down below. Now you don't have to go so dramatic on every photo like I do, but if you just want to add that little bit of detail like you can see here, then go ahead and use it. So go ahead, spend a few dollars in the App Store and you could have amazing photos like this. Thank you guys for watching. This is Mike from Mike's Tech Lab. Be sure to rate and subscribe.